Ghosties on second.
Welcome to Ghosties on Second, Hangin with Caleb Willis. We are joined by, of course, Caleb Willis. Thanks so much for joining us, man.
Yeah, so glad to be here tonight.
This is awesome. The guests just kind of keep rolling in to the show, and I had like this list going, and then when you did the super successful fundraiser, all of a sudden I was like, hold on, let me like make a space for Caleb. let me see if he'll come on. Like I invited you, and you were like, yeah, totally. I'm excited about your story. I'm excited to hear not just about the fundraiser, but to get to know you, to hear about how you became a ghosty, all that good stuff. So right before we went live, and sorry, this is Corey and my wife Shelby joining us, of course, to all you listeners and watchers. But right before we went live, Caleb was just about to tell us about how he kind of instigated the Main Street Roasters Ghosty meetup. So
I think I may have. It happened after I went. I went to the. I grew up Southern Baptist. I'm a minister at a Southern Baptist church, and I went to the Southern Baptist convention last summer. And when it was in Indianapolis, and we were actually going to Indiana Dunes National Park. And when I was tracing our route across that area, I realized, this is really close to Napanee, Indiana. So I actually ended up me and my family ended up swinging by there. I took pictures, put it on the Facebook group, and it got a lot of likes, and it got just a lot of people interested in it. So I felt like that maybe I could have possibly kind of instigated it, but I don't know.
That's
not confirmed.
Cool. Yeah. We just heard from Lindsay last week, and she was talking about how like a week before the Ghosties book club on Facebook happened, she just happened to like have mentioned that to, I think, Rachel and Catherine, maybe like, oh, you guys should totally start a book club. And then like a week later, they started one. So
it was like specifically the book too, I think.
Yeah.
That's why. Yeah.
So it's awesome. That's part of how this community works. It's like, at first, when you get into, at least how I felt, is like at first when you join the Facebook group and there's like thousands and thousands of members, but then there's like a much lesser number that is like consistently active throughout the week, but then you just start seeing like all these threads and all these connections. And I love that so much. And that's something that Will Severance talked about on the pod this past week about how he loved. No, I'm sorry. Was it on the pod or was it on Table Setters? I forget which one, but he was talking about fostering connections.
I mean, he did talk about like how awesome the community was at the latter half of like the second podcast.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's or Wednesdays, whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Either way. So, but it's just a cool picture of like, what I like to think about it is even we're about to go to, what's it called? Gulf Shores for the Ghosty getaway. And I get this vibe how like Shelby and I went to Mozambique in 2013 and at this missions base there. And it's just like when you're there and there's people from Australia and England and Canada, the US, and like all there, and you're just like having like worship around the fire or something like that. And it's just like really cool to experience like the love of God, of the people of God. Like it's the kingdom of heaven, like right there in your hands. It's just so cool.
It's awesome.
So yeah, that's probably the best thing about the Ghosty community is that it's a podcast community that's built around faith, and you can't deny it. And it's great. I love it.
Yeah, and I still I've yet to like make any local. My local ghosty evangelism has been pretty poor. Like I've tried to pull people in, but I have not pulled anybody into the orbit of Ghost Runners podcast yet. But I'm trying. But my wife is like just pretty much anti-podcast. Like anytime I try to put on a podcast, she's like, "Why is this on?"
That was Shelby.
I'm a little bit like not. This is like I jumped in. I became a fan. Because of like, okay. Got to connect with my man and know what he's doing, and we'll do this together. But it was an intentional effort, and now I'm I've been won over. But yeah, it was an intentional effort. It wasn't like I'm naturally like podcasts, yay. I'm not really. So I get it.
Does your wife like not like any podcasts at all, or
no, nothing, no podcasts?
Nice.
I've tried news podcasts on her. I've tried comedy podcasts on her, and no, none of it.
It's got to be like murder. That's what the ladies like, is like the story about like a serial killer or something.
Yeah.
My sister is like
true crime.
Yeah, true crime.
All right, so Caleb, tell us about how you found out about Ghost Runners in the first place. How and when?
So I think I'm a product of the Correct Opinions trickle down.
Yep.
I listened to Alvaro's story, and it was similar to my coming to the podcast. I had early on, I had followed Trey Kennedy early on, and when he did Correct Opinions, like during COVID, it was just him by himself doing a monologue, and I couldn't hang with it. But later on, I came back to it and was watching it with Jake in the mix, and I would hear Ghost Runners every now and then, but I didn't really jump on it. The episode that I can remember doing first listening to first was the engagement episode where they had all the coops on, and they were talking about the whole engagement, and that's what I remember because I wanted to hear more about Jake's life.
Yeah.
And so I tuned in for that, and I was like, oh, this is pretty funny, and so I ended up. Then now Ghost Runners has really become my primary over Correct Opinions because of I love the intentional Christian aspects of it. Like they're unashamedly talk about Christ, and so that's what drew me to it, and I've stuck with it since.
Yeah, I think the other thing about that wins me over in comparison to Correct Opinions, like if I only had time to listen to one, I'm easily going to Ghost Runners, is because they're more connected to the community. Like Correct Opinions is very much like Trey, Jake, and Katie, like, and that's where and Family Man Derek.
Yeah. Yes.
There's not. I mean, I know they play like videos and stuff where they have like fan videos that get sent in, but on Ghost Runners, like there's like referencing the Facebook group and there's referencing ghosties that they ran into at the local coffee shop or whatever. And so there's a lot more like storytelling that brings people in, I feel like.
Yeah. I also
Definitely.
am similar to you, Caleb, with I pretty much don't listen to Correct Opinions anymore. Like since we've been doing this, like I just barely get through this every week, and then I'm like, I think I might try music for a day or two. Because it's like a lot. But I am getting ready to go on a family vacation, and I'm like gonna try to catch up on Correct Opinions, I guess.
Yeah, we still talk about that. We love the show. We still love it. It's still fun. It's still great. It's not like one or the other. It's just this takes precedence.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're a family person and you're a self-controlled person, you don't want to listen to podcasts all day long, 24/7.
Yeah.
So
That's true. Yeah.
Super true. Yeah, when you're listening to music, what's your go-to? What are some of your jams when you're listening to worship music, and what are some of your jams when you're just like in the car with the windows down?
You look like you didn't prep for this question.
Well, I'm a worship leader. I've been in full-time ministry for a little over 9 years.
Nice.
And so a lot of times when I'm in the car by myself, especially now, I have 2 little boys, and just having quietness is just a nice time just to truly be quiet. So when I go to something, it's probably gonna be worship music.
Yeah.
And now it's either worship music or toddler dance music. Those are the 2 categories that I'm in that happen regularly right now.
Yep, I get that life.
Can
That's
relate, yeah.
same thing.
Yeah.
Even last night, we're trying to, just the noise, like you said, it's just noise everywhere, and making dinner and trying to get the kids ready for bed or something. Everything's going on. And then all of a sudden our 4-year-old, we have 4 kids, 11, 9, 4, and almost 2. So our 4-year-old daughter, she comes out and she's dressed in her, Disney princess dress. And she's telling us to put Let It Go on, So I put Let It Go on my phone reluctantly. And then she's just screaming it out, like singing out of the top of her lungs.
Oh my God.
And it's all the chaos, but then you just have to like take a moment and just appreciate what's happening. It's like she's just being adorable.
Yeah.
And this is only going to last for so long.
Yeah.
I was just telling Shelby, like, I'm starting to see her face change. Like she's just growing up. Like she is going to be 5 soon. And like,
Levi's.
so yeah, trying to be intentional about appreciating all those moments. How old are your boys?
Almost in September they'll be 3 and 1. They both have September birthdays.
Oh, nice.
Were you saying that in the car with them, sometimes it's quiet, both of them? Or you're saying when they're not in the car? Okay.
No, it's they're 2 wild, rambunctious little boys. Yeah,
That's what I was going to say. I was like, what are you giving them?
That would surely be miraculous.
Yeah, right.
And when did you and your wife get married?
We were married May of 2019, so we're a little over 6 years in.
Nice.
And we went to the same college, but actually ended up meeting later. Didn't meet at the college when we were together. but met later on a basically blind date. So
Wow.
wow.
So
That's cool.
you had no idea about each other while you were in college?
no, yeah, she was
Wow.
pretty like introverted, and she played basketball, but she was the basketball one. I was the band kid, so just the the lines didn't cross. It's not
Well-
like High School Musical where everything where
Yeah.
the jock and the theater kid come together. It just didn't happen.
It's funny. They just talked about on.
I was about to say the same thing.
Yeah, it was the second one. I think it
Yeah.
was the second episode.
So on Wednesday's episode of Ghost Runners this week, Jake and
Talks about
Brad.
the heaven highlight reel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when you get to heaven, what is it that you want to see on the TV
Yeah.
screen? And Brad was saying like, oh, I always feel like there's going to be like a highlight reel of like the greatest moments of world history that like affected humanity, and that you could go see like the burning bush video, the David and Goliath, whatever. And then Jake said,
Yeah, and they just kind of like went in different directions with it. But Jake said something about like a missed connection or coincidence of, and this was kind of like what you just said. It was what they were talking about. Is like maybe Jake was saying like maybe Rachel and I were at the same mall when we were 12 or something, and it's kind of like the same, like but not knowing, It's so interesting.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of sweet too. He said he wished he could go back and see her like playing sports in high school too. So it's like,
That was a funny moment though.
Yeah.
Like, but not because she's a kid. Like I don't want to watch her as a kid. Like, that's weird. But
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't have to be weird.
no, it doesn't.
though.
No, it doesn't. It was just it was Will,
and when it's three
yeah,
guys in a studio,
yeah,
they're going to
just-
make fun of him. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
That's cool though that you said you're a worship leader. Shelby and I have been like leading worship since we've been in high school, pretty much.
Yeah.
On and off. Sometimes more full time. The last few years, like we took a break for a while. Had the baby, like our most recent baby. We were like really
Really
given
into
to
it,
it,
yeah.
so we decided to take some time to like just focus on being able to be a family and not have the responsibility of it all. But a lot more lately. We've been like covering for people when they go on vacation or need a week off or whatever. But yeah, we've been doing that for like how many years? Since high school? Yeah, 15
time.
years pretty
15.
much. So we're in good company.
At least.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard the intro and I was like, oh, we got some musical ability going on there. We got some harmonies going on. That's pretty cool.
That's actually me singing. No, I'm just kidding.
I've told him like a million times,
That
like,
is
I
the
want
most-
to re-record that. It sounds so rough, but thank you. Sorry, I
Appreciate
shouldn't.
that though. That is sweet. That is.
I'm not good at taking a compliment either. My husband tells me all the time, so.
Well, it's hard when you know like it could be good, but
Oh, I know.
we did it in a moment. We did it in like 10 minutes, and we were like,
Oh, yeah.
acoustic. It was a ukulele and our voices around the laptop mic, and it's like now that we have all this equipment, it's like one day we'll record like an actual theme song, like a little fun 30-second rather than an 8-second. I don't
Kind
know.
of fun that it's a little rough, I guess, and I just need
Yeah.
to not like be so self-conscious probably. But so you said you record music. Do you like write your own music and stuff too?
Yeah, I've written some of my own worship songs
That's
in the
awesome.
past, just specifically for our church. Just,
Yeah.
Just stuff, just trying it out, and had some success with it. Some I was just like, I probably won't sing that one as much. But
Same. That's awesome.
anytime I've written it, it's always been like weird moments where I shouldn't have written a song. Like it was at the end of a day, I was tired, but the Lord just like gave me a song to
Yeah.
write. And so, yeah.
That's cool.
That's great. Yeah, we've done that, like writing. Keep knocking this mic. Writing.
Shelby's
our
the
own-
songwriter. Shelby has written like 112 songs or something.
Caleb
I've written
writes
like
songs, too.
10 songs.
But it's the same thing. Like there's always this vulnerable like feeling of risk of like this might go over well, and maybe maybe everyone just stares at you awkwardly and they say something nice after that's like, oh, you wrote that. Hmm.
I heard that one before.
But it's like, then I just have to be like, okay, well, Lord, it's all for you. So
Yeah.
it's a
Also-
little bit like for the use of people. So it also has to like work well, but at the same time, it's
Yeah.
hard balancing that sometimes.
Like you're serving the body.
serving the Lord, but also
but
serving
also
the body.
serving
Yeah.
a lot. Yeah. Well, at your church, is it the congregation? Is there like a lot of people who are like engaged during worship, or is it a lot of like you're really trying to get them engaged?
So it's a rural Southern Baptist church.
I was gonna say
But
you
I-
said Southern Baptist, so I don't know how engaged it's
Yeah.
supposed to be.
But yeah, no, it's very. I would say we have a lot of expressive people, especially
That's cool.
in recent years. We've had a lot of expressive people join. I wish they would join. I wish they would join. They would jump in our choir, but no. But we've had a lot of more expressive people join, and it's encouraging. I've seen them in the 9 years I've been there. I've just seen our worship change and it become more free for people. So that's a plus.
Like people
That's
used
cool.
to go from like carrying the TV to now they're like field goaling it. Or...
Oh yeah.
I
Full
love
touchdown. Yeah.
Was that Tim Hawkins? who
Yeah,
came up
Tim
with that?
Hawkins has a whole.
Oh man,
Uh-huh.
you know somebody I forget
and
who it
Rufus.
was that was talking about like the origin story thing, and we always, I mean, I think, what are you, our 8th maybe guest on the show, and I think at least 6 of our 8 guests, it's been like the Trey Kennedy kind of like trickle down thing.
Yeah.
But even before that, I wonder if like all of us were Tim Hawkins. Were you a Tim Hawkins fan back in the day?
I never really followed him a whole lot. I heard about him through other people a lot, and I heard songs like "Please Just Take the Real" and
Yeah.
songs like that. But as far as following him, I never actually like followed him a whole lot.
To
I don't
me,
know who that is.
you saw him when we went to Arkansas, camp at Arkansas. One of the nights
You
they
don't
did.
know who Tim Hawkins?
They did a Tim Hawkins like DVD one night, and he talks about like the rolls from some restaurant and how it's like make you want to smack your mama or something like that. You don't remember that?
I don't
Okay,
remember.
whatever.
Oh,
This
It's
is
like,
destroying my memory
the line?
credibility.
Oh yeah, the 9%.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, so give us maybe 1 or 2 of your favorite Ghosty jingles.
So I pretty much watch the YouTube.
Okay,
That's pretty much what I stay on, and a lot of times I don't go back and listen to them.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm sure this one has been said, but Mouse in the House.
Mouse in the House.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
That was the one that hooked
it's a
me.
good one. Solid.
Yeah.
It's one of the best ones. The one about the dentist that
yeah.
Jacob
Yes.
Timon did. You know, that was a great one too. When Timon started going off, it was just I
Hilarious.
lost it.
It's
But,
hilarious. Yes.
But those are 2 that stick out in my mind. But
Did
like
you
I said,
ever-
I really haven't listened to that many of them.
Did you ever see on Facebook when Maddie did like a dance to the dentist song?
I didn't get to. I don't think I ever watched it, but I know what you're talking about.
It's hilarious. She's like in like a professional dance studio, and there's like the mirror and stuff, and she's just kind of like going off like freestyling. And it's just like it's pretty goofy. It's pretty funny.
You should go. Someone we interviewed, Philip Fitzgerald. He has Ghost Runners type beats, like a curated playlist on
Spotify.
Spotify.
Yeah.
And like it has some of the jingles that you're missing because looking at watch on YouTube, which I almost only use YouTube now too.
Yeah.
So I'm missing out on a lot of it too. But yeah, like Mouse in the House is on there.
You'd be surprised
on
at
there.
how many jingles
yeah.
there are, and
So many.
And then he's not only like put together a playlist, he's put together multiple playlists. So
Categorized, yeah.
Ghost Runners Type Beats is like the name of like the channel, and then he has you can sort them by like, oh, this is all of I think it's like DJ Brad, and
Yeah.
then like the ones that Timon and Brad sing together, the one that Jake and Timon. So it's really cool. Like sometimes I'll put it on, and it's just like some of them are so good, so catchy, so fun. What's the one that it was Alvaro's favorite? I can't do it right now. I won't try to do it right now. Anyway, it's just like some of them are like they're rapping, sometimes they're rocking, sometimes they're doing ballads, like they're doing musical parodies. It's wild. So yeah, treat yourself later, and definitely check out Ghost Runners Type Beats.
I feel like at some point there's going to have to be a like ghosty organizational chart that like it's like the minister of jingles, the minister of ads, the minister of all these things that we're going to have something.
float.
That's a good idea.
There actually is
Onboarding.
there's something kind of like in that vein, and I forget who put it together.
Is it the Wikipedia fan page?
Yeah, it's like a Wikipedia pretty much, but there's somebody did like a Google sheet, and like there's so many different tabs to it and like details, and you can just like go in
So crazy.
and add to it. And so it's like if somebody's looking for something or looking for an episode, they can go there and just like control F and just type in a couple of words and then quickly find what they're looking for.
So like
Oh, that's cool.
you mentioned the engagement episode. I wrote it down here. I could go there and it would tell me like which one is
Yeah,
Probably.
you know what? I'll find that. I'll
Yeah.
link it. I'll link it below.
okay.
I hate giving
I'm
myself
interested.
editing homework, but
Sorry.
I was just rewatching an old episode from like episode 3 or something.
Yeah.
And I'm watching on the YouTube video, and I say, "Oh, and right here, I'll put this picture."
Oh, yeah.
And no picture pops up, and I'm like, "Oh, I missed that one."
Yeah. You did get in the early stages did give yourself a lot of or we all were like yeah, and put it here like joking and then like yeah. And Cage or my wife was like, you got to stop giving Caleb all this homework.
sorry, I know we got a little bit off track, but I really wanted to ask you about the fundraiser. So something that you did so well, you didn't just introduce the thought of, hey guys, let's do this thing, but you kept it going. Like you really took charge. You were the quarterback. You got us down the field. You made us get the touchdown, whatever you want to say. I'm like Will Severance right now with the bad.
It was all good until you made us get the touchdown.
Can I start over? Can I do it again? Sorry. Okay, here we go. Ready? Here we go. Like you were like the quarterback. You did such a good job. Like you got us down the field. You got us the touchdown. Boom, baby. The Ghosties were cheering. Honestly, like you did such a great job with the challenges that you gave. Like sorry, I'm talking too much. So I'm going to give you the mic and you just tell me the story of like, what gave you the idea? Did you go back and forth thinking, should I not? Or did you just jump on it? How do you come up with those ideas for the challenges? Go for it.
So
15 questions.
The Ghosty Giveathon journey started before even Ryan had started his 50 States, 50 Days journey. But there's a point earlier in the summer where I felt like God he had told me that I was to be like a people bridge to connect people together.
Oh, that's awesome.
But then later on in the summer, I felt like he told me to be a bold bridge where when it's time to be a bridge, like do it. Don't back away from it.
Wow.
And so, Ryan's journey had started and it had been going for a little bit, and the thought just started percolating, like how to get some way to get $5,000 for Ryan to be able to see it. And then I thought, well, our Ghosties like to give. Ghosties are a giving community, and so I put out a little just thing at first, just to see if there would be any interest whatsoever, just to see if anybody would jump on it. And there were quite a few people that liked it, jumped on it, right there on that initial post. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to jump on this full force. And so I think it was July 1st is when I made the first post about it, and I used Canva a lot to get things done, and just throughout the process, the Cricut idea, like I put the Cricut challenge, which was $500. If somebody donated $500, I would do a Cricut, and then $1,000 I'd shave my beard. I put that out pretty early, but there wasn't a whole lot of people jumping on it, so I was just like, okay, that's fine. I'll reintroduce it later and just see how it goes. And what I realized in the process, like if we had let it go longer, I think if we had started earlier and let it go longer, we would have raised even more money. Because there were people like, oh, I missed it. And even Brad on the podcast said, I didn't get a chance to donate because I missed it.
Yeah.
And so, and I'm really not someone who's on the Ghost Runners Facebook group regularly every day. So something like that, if someone else is doing it, I probably would miss it too. Because posting every day like that and posting regularly was like absolutely exhausting to me. I really didn't like that part of it. But I knew that it was necessary in order to keep the momentum going, keep the energy going. But I set it for 5,000, and I'm just the kind of person. I'm an optimistic person, and I was just like, let's just try it. If it doesn't work out, we still collectively gave money to help children with cancer and other diseases.
Yeah.
So and and the Ghosties came together once again. But as it went, there was some big moments where people just gave larger amounts. I was like, oh. I think we could actually do this. Yeah. And I had a deadline initially, like it was a Thursday. I guess it was like the 10th. But when we got to that Thursday, it was like, we're so close, like we can definitely make this. And that was the evening that people gave a ton. Like we got let's say like over $1,500 in one day. Wow. Yeah. And I was like, oh yeah, we can do this. And so, so yeah, that was that. But ultimately, the Ghosties did it. I was just, like I said, God's called me to be a bold bridge for people, and that's what I felt like my role was, and just to connect people, to rally people. But the Ghosties did it.
I have follow-up questions.
Yeah.
The first follow-up question is, were you a fan or like following Ryan beforehand, or you kind of just caught wind of this opportunity? And
no, I've been following Ryan since before the Penny series. I followed him for a while, for a few years now. I think it may have been, I don't know, it may have been the first Penny series that got me really on to him, which was like 22, I think, is when he did that. Okay. That was the 7-day Penny series. But I've been following him since then regularly. And
nice.
Yeah.
I I admittedly still don't. I haven't watched anything ever. When you said Ryan, I think the first time I was like, "Is that the toy kid?" Like
Ryan's toy reviews.
whatever. But no. But did you end up eating a cricket? I don't know this part. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was what I saw that video. That was
Did you
great.
shave your beard too?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's come back, but yeah.
I'm also like I'm not posting on the Facebook group. I'm rarely on the Facebook group. Like,
So I should stop tagging you every day. and
yeah,
things?
that's
I'm
about
kidding.
that's like
I'm
my
joking.
call in. It's like, all right, I'm gonna. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm not on Facebook either, but Caleb showed me the videos that you had posted, and you seem like such a natural. It's funny that you're saying like it was a lot to do it. It seemed like it's just something that
Yeah.
you do. So
Making the
it
most
was
of
really
it.
great.
Yeah.
Dude,
Well, just the posting side of it was like constantly posting everything. That was the part of it. God's given me. God's definitely given me stage presence, and I'm actually about to. I've been doing worship ministry, and I'm about to shift into doing children's ministry full time.
Oh wow.
And so, yeah, God's definitely given me that. But as far as posting it every day and editing
Right,
every day
right.
and doing all that, that was not.
Social media is a different gifting.
yeah.
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 And man, one of the things when I saw it, when I'm reading the post, I'm loving it. Like I literally, as I'm reading it, I'm just like getting so excited. And then when it came to the moment of like, okay, gotta Venmo this guy, and I was just thinking like, I don't even know this guy. Like,
Yeah.
this is so. I'm
It's
about
weird.
to Venmo money to, and so that's where I even commented. I was like, what happens if we don't reach the goal? Like, because I was thinking of it initially. And I think I commented like immediately after I read it. So I didn't even give any thought to it, but I was thinking about how there was like GoFundMe or something where like if you didn't reach your goal, it would just get returned to everybody. I was like assuming that that's how it would go. I was just thinking, man, the logistics for this guy, it's going to be so messy. Like, how? But then when you're like, no, we'll just give it anyway. And I was like, well, yeah, that makes perfect sense. We're not giving to get our name out there. We're giving to give. And like, that's hopefully we make it happen. But so it was just so funny that I was initially skeptical, but I loved the idea. So I was like, let's just give anyway. And then when it was days and days that it wasn't gaining too much traction, and I was just like, man, how do we do that? I was like trying to comment and like on every one of your posts that you made, just to try to help the algorithm, And then that one day that you mentioned where like so many people gave in one day. Like I remember my son Justice, who's 11, and Justice and Jubilee love Ryan Trehan. They've been following him since the Penny Challenge days.
Since the toys. I'm just kidding.
And I was like, guys, I think it's gonna happen. I think we're gonna do it. And like they were getting all excited and stuff. And then the next day, you had passed the
Awesome.
number. So it was just such a cool journey. And I know how many people were excited to be a part of it. And especially when you did that video and you listed all the names of the people who gave toward it, it was like, man, this really was a community effort. Like so many people. Do you remember the number of people that gave?
That was one thing I never actually got to. I was gonna do like a statistic of it and see like what was the average donation across those people, but I never actually went through and counted the number of people that actually gave.
It was a ton of people, but with that just
it was around like it was close to 60. I think it's 60 different
Wow.
people. That came.
Nice.
That's awesome. And I love hearing that part of your story that like you had a calling, like the Lord like put that specifically on your heart, like you're going to be a bridge, you're going to connect people, and immediately like just your obedience to your yes to that just like led to this thing happening.
Yeah, God's faithful, and he and ultimately that's who I give the full glory to.
Yeah.
Is him and his work, and that he's moved in all of our hearts by his Spirit to for us to all give and be a part of something greater than just ourselves. So.
Are there any ghosties that you've connected with at a deeper level? Like I know that you're not super active in the Facebook group or anything, but has there been any connections that you've made within the community?
There was one person that was in college with me when I was there. I went to Louisiana College, which is now Louisiana Christian University, and we had a connection at one point, but I never really talked to her that much. And then there's an alumni of LC that I've talked to a little bit back and forth, but not a whole lot. I haven't made a whole lot of deeper connections within the Ghosty community. I would love to be able to get to come to one of these events, but it's not doable right now for me with 2 little kids and trying to explain that to my wife. Like she's come on board. She's come a long way. I think especially through this give-a-thon, she's come a little farther.
Yeah.
But explaining my wife peacing out for the weekend to go hang out with random strangers. I haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah. I mean,
I have.
I have a big ask for a wife to give up her husband for a.
Well,
I'm just giving him a hard time.
I've explained it a few times at like work when I'm like, because I'm getting ready to go on a family vacation this next week, and then I'm back for like 3 days at work, and then I'm off for another week to go on this Ghosty. And I'm like, they're like, what are you doing the second week? And I'm like, okay, so here's the thing, like explaining, like, I listen to this podcast. I'm hanging out with random people, and yeah, it's always like.
Like I tell these
That's the
guys,
gist of it.
I don't explain the detail. You don't have to explain the details. Like you're going on a family
I feel like
reunion.
it's more
Like,
fun.
it's- I guess you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to explain the details
are
to your
brothers-
wife, but to
Oh, of
other people.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not trying to explain the intricacies of the Ghost Runners community. It's so funny. But speaking of like trying to get like one of the first things you talked about on this conversation was how did you put it? Like spreading the good news of Ghost Runners podcast or something
Evangelizing.
like that.
Ghosty evangelizing.
Yeah. Since we've been doing this, like some of our friends have heard about it, and actually probably most of like it's mainly like cousins than friends. I think sisters and cousins or something.
You don't have friends, just cousins. I'm just kidding.
We just have a lot
Pretty
of
much,
cousins, not really friends.
But like even Corey's wife Kadra and things like just like people who want to listen to this, but so then we're also like, hey, you have to listen to the pod too, just to kind of get an idea of what it is. So like hopefully creating more, like adding more fans to the community.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm always trying. I really don't even have a lot of local people that are like podcast people. Our associate pastor, he's a podcast guy, but he's in all kinds of different stuff. Not the comedy podcasting is not his thing.
Yeah.
True
True crime.
crime. Yeah.
It's the only other genre I could think of ever. It's like true crime and this comedy podcast, whatever. Yeah.
Well,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like back in the day when Caleb would watch the Gene Shorts videos all the time, and he then later started listening to the podcast. It was like I was always just kind of like, they seem like really cool guys. It's just not my vibe of like what I would choose to watch. But the thing that like when I eventually became like a watcher, a fan, it's like I'm still more like a fan of them even than I don't know. It's like, yeah, just great people. And so now that I've like established some like connection there on my own, like I enjoy the podcast and stuff too. But yeah, anyway, I don't know.
No, 100%.
Oh,
No, he's still there. It was just reconnecting for a second. You're good. Caleb, tell me. Go ahead.
I was just going to say kind of piggybacking off what Shelby said, but yeah, just break Jake and Brad's personalities, like their genuine love for people is just that. I think that is the glue to what this community and podcast is how they love people. Everyone that comes on the podcast, they're positive about. They encourage them. You see it in their families. You see it in their the circles of influence they have in their own lives.
yeah.
It's just that positive love of people that they show constantly. You can definitely see their call. They're both of their calls to ministry. They're not in vocational ministry, but you can see how they do ministry in their regular everyday lives. That's what everybody should hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And family people too, like especially Brad being like a family guy, because I think it just feels like, we live in a culture that just craps on family all the time, and just to see people who are just like
All in.
they're
Dedicated.
just in it.
Yeah.
And I've always said, even Jake, who it's like he's not a dad, but like he's there for the kids' stories too. Like he's not like, okay, kids' stories, all right. It's like,
About Hattie again.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
So are you missing Timon?
For sure. Yeah, I think his. I mean, just that I love Timon's musicality. I really wish I could meet Timon personally, just because I love musicals too.
Yeah.
And once again, I don't have people. That's what like a thing that draws me to this podcast a lot is the people on it that I share things with that I don't like locally have. I have good friendships and good positive friendship, but there's a certain little niche things like musicals and those kind of things that I don't. There's not a whole lot of people in my local circle that have that. So getting to hear what he's doing, like I really wish I could have gone to the Sound of Music because I grew up on the Sound of Music and
yeah.
I like if there was one ghosty thing I would have really wanted to do would have been that.
Was
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
when he died?
Oh yeah, in memoriam.
Yeah.
I feel like we just have so much in common. Yeah, because like we
We
were.
love musicals.
I mean, Jake and Brad, they're all about sports and stuff, and like that's great. But I know nothing about that.
Yeah.
And then we were
I'm getting
musicals
better,
kids.
but-
We were in
We were in a
musicals,
lot
and
of
our
high
kids
school
are theater kids now, and so yeah.
Yeah,
That's- we
Shelby's
get that.
mom was the theater director at the small Christian school that we grew up in, and so Corey and Shelby and I were like, we were in our senior year. What was it? What was it called?
The extravaganza.
Extravaganza.
Yeah, the Fine Arts Extravaganza, and it was pretty much just like
Just
scenes,
hodgepodge, yeah.
scenes from different musicals, and then like Corey and I did a
Talent
comedy show. It was hilarious.
Oh yeah, comedy show.
Yeah, it was good times. But then also like they did the first musical. The first musical they did was The Sound of Music, and then they also did like Pride and Prejudice, Little Women. Then they also wrote a bunch of their own. Like Shelby and her mom wrote a bunch of their own, at least like 4, I think, of their own
Something like
musicals. Like they did The Count of Monte Cristo, but there wasn't enough guys in the cast, so Shelby had to like rewrite, and it was called The Treasure of Monte Cristo, and it was a female lead. But it wasn't woke. It was like awesome.
I was gonna say
There was there were 2 boys in the whole, like, in all of the class and
cast,
everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
There were 2 boys, so yeah, the entire cast
It was
had to
epic.
be.
There was sword fighting. There was pirates and
It was like
treasure, and
the
it was
high
the Count
school
of Monte
bachelor.
You
Cristo.
don't realize like how many details have to be rewritten to make it work
Yeah.
for a female lead. So.
And then during COVID, Shelby was rewriting again for a heavier female cast. Not heavy females, just the
those school lunches.
they were Shelby was rewriting Willy Wonka,
yeah,
and it was like
never finished.
That
it.
even
wow.
works better.
That was
with what you
COVID
just
year,
said.
so I didn't
Yeah.
actually finish it.
like they were working on it, and then COVID shut it all down. But it was going to be a steampunk Willy Wonka,
Oh.
which was going to be so cool.
Yeah.
I'm sad
Wow.
we didn't get to see that.
That was kind of the vision.
And they did. What was some other
I'd like a
ones?
more of a spiritual perspective. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, they always
my
added
mom
a-
did the upper room, which I didn't write a lot of that, but I just added a little bit. But it was like the upper room. They were all like in the upper room, like waiting for the spirit to come, and it was like they were talking and sharing stories, and then it would be like flashbacks of memories of
That's cool.
time with Christ. That one actually. Yeah, that was
That was
pretty great.
awesome. Yeah.
But on the question about timing,
Yeah.
I feel like there's so many instances when he is like just having conversation when I am like baffled that he's 18 years old. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I do not think that I had such a mature thought or just like an intellectually sound thought
He was
at
homeschooled.
18. Yeah, but he didn't even finish history. Not that that is needed whatsoever.
No, he's an impressive guy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, sometimes you'll just like see the young man
Oh, yeah.
come out, and it's like, oh yeah, he's kind of just like a kid, not really a kid,
Yeah.
but I like those moments too. But what were some of the things that like were you involved in high school theater?
No, we didn't have it. Louisiana. I'm in Louisiana, and there's no. That's not a regular thing unless you're like a large school in a like we don't have big cities, but
Right.
a city in Louisiana.
How big is it?
Uh,
or like, what's the population in your town? Because you're painting this picture of a very small town. So
So the population. So I've always lived in a rural area.
Okay.
Where I live now, I mean, there's no. The population of our parish is like 8,000,
Oh, okay.
but I mean, there's no incorporated
Right.
town
Wow.
within 10 miles of where I live.
Gotcha.
Wow.
They're gonna say they just skipped the census. Like we don't know.
Yeah, yeah, we don't. They
Is
can't.
that
They can
handful of
find them.
people?
But at the town that I grew up in, it was a decently sized. It was on a 1A to 5A system. It was a 2A school.
Okay.
The town of Kinder, Louisiana, was probably, I don't know, 8,000 ish or so.
Okay.
I've lived in like the boonies for
Yeah.
most of my life.
Wait, so what's the name of the town that you live in right now?
Once again, no incorporated town, but the area is called Fairview Alpha.
So you're more of just a fan of musicals. You haven't been in a musical necessarily.
All the only the closest thing to a musical I had was my mom. My mom was an elementary music teacher, and she did children's choir with us at our church. So we did children's choir musicals, but I've never really been in like a full-fledged musical. The dream would be Les Mis, you know, Jean Valjean. That'd be like the dream role.
Yeah.
To do.
Oh man.
Or Javert. Javert would be okay too, but I'm
Yeah.
more of a tenor. But that would be the dream role. I don't know if that will ever happen. We just don't have, like I said, we have a 30 minutes away. We have a state university that does musicals and those kind of things.
When did you find your musicality? Like, how old were you when you first started singing or playing an instrument?
It's been all my life. My parents were very musical. My dad was a big Southern gospel music fan. My mom was more of a 90s contemporary Christian person, and that together, we grew up singing. My mom taught us harmonies at the piano. It's been a lifelong thing.
That's awesome. That sounds a lot like my family, actually. That's my mom's side of the family. We always used to talk about our Thanksgivings were like kind of like a big family reunion, and everyone would stand around and sing hymns. We just all love singing together and harmonizing together, and my two sisters and I sing. And now every time we get together, like cousins, where we used to sing, now we have kids running around screaming, like a million kids. But we still love getting to sing together when we can. So it's fun.
Yeah.
It's cool.
You're harmonizing 4 little speckled frogs sat on a speckled frog.
Mostly, sadly, Let It Go, probably more than anything else.
Gotcha.
Man, that is a crazy popular song.
Yeah, I sing a lot of bass lines to the wheels on the bus. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, like, okay, we know you lead worship and, you know, musically, and you have 2 boys. So, but what else does life look like for you that, you know, if we want to get to know Caleb Willis a little bit?
I would say that's pretty much my life right now.
Yeah.
But I mean, I love. So I mentioned briefly earlier. I mentioned that I've been doing worship ministry. I've been in worship ministry for a little over 10 years, vocationally, part time in college, and then full time for 9 years. Next year will make 10. But God has recently been shifting my calling to do children's ministry full time at our church.
Right.
And so I really have a passion and fire to see children discipled, to see families discipled in our area. And we're already seeing God do some amazing things there. So I'm excited about it's a new part of the journey for me. And I just love, I've said this before to people, but we won't homeschool our kids because my wife is like a big no on that. But I could be a homeschool dad because I just love being with my kids. I love teaching them. And anytime I can, I'm trying to teach them stuff. I'm trying to teach them scripture even at an early age. I just love being at home. I love being at home with them, hanging out with them. Every off day I get, that's what I want to do is just hang with my kids.
Yeah.
So nice. I love being able to do that. I used to garden some, but that's fallen by the wayside with children. So.
Yeah.
But I like to cook too. That's a big part of. I actually tried to put my name in for the Ghost Runners Getaway cooking position they were looking for.
Really?
I was trying to.
Wow.
I sent an email in, but the Hispanic lady from camp beat me out. So.
Yeah.
But
about who you
I
know.
love to cook for people. I love to cook quality meals for people, and
Nice.
that's what I like doing in my home. I love to cook good meals for my family, and where we don't have to eat.
Ooh,
eat out all the time.
I like this part of the conversation.
Yeah.
What's one of your favorite things to make?
One of my things that my dad made a lot growing up was kebabs, and it's smoked sausage, chicken, and shrimp kebabs.
Oh,
And we
man.
had fresh Gulf shrimp. You know, we
about to say, this is very
smoked
Louisiana.
sausage. The smoked sausage. The smoked sausage is nothing that you've had in any other part of the U.S. It's like the best smoked sausage. It's legitimate smoked sausage. It's not Eckrich or any of that junk.
Mm-hmm.
And then chicken a lot of times, but that and with sides, that's like kind of a staple for when visitors come over. I try to do that.
Sounds
That's
awesome.
it.
We should
Yeah.
genuinely, I'm sure there's already a Facebook group about cooking, but like we should genuinely put together like a Ghosty's like cookbook or something with like, I mean, what you just said like is it sounds simple, but it's like, it takes time to prepare. So it's a recipe, like it's
Yeah.
a dish or whatever.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah, like experience the community.
And you could say like what you just kind of like said about smoked sausage, be like, don't get the pre-packaged smoked sausage, like get the from the butcher or whatever. Like,
yeah,
like sad substitute at the
start
bottom
the
would
Google
be,
sheet.
like,
You're making me hungry.
you can
Oh
get
my
the
gosh.
pre-packaged one. Yeah.
I know. As we were leaving tonight, Justice was cooking his spaghetti. He was like mincing the garlic and like.
Nice.
And I was like, oh man, I don't want to leave right now. Like I gotta go set up the studio. But
Yeah.
I love that part. So the kids really got into cooking this past year, and we sent them to a cooking class at like a local restaurant. Does like a cooking class a couple times a year, and so they did like a Monday through Friday thing where they did a couple of different. It was only like a 4-hour a day kind of a thing, but that was really cool to see them go to. And what was it that initially got them into it? Oh, it was those meal boxes you can have delivered to your house, like Home Chef or Blue
Every
Apron.
Plate,
Yeah, every plate. So we did one of those for a couple of months, and so the first several of them, the kids kind of got tired of it actually, which was sad because they didn't like the actual meals that I was ordering. They wanted like more kid friendly ones, but I was getting more healthy ones.
Chicken nugget.
But they were doing a pretty good job. Like,
Yeah, they were like cooking themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'd follow along on the little card. Like the first time that I was so impressed was I walked in, Justice and Jubilee are in the kitchen cooking, and like Shelby was taking a nap on the couch. And I was like, and no, she never gets a chance to nap. Like it was just nice. Like I was
Train
like,
them up.
this
right?
is great. She's getting to rest.
I gotta tell you, like, it is very stressful to work with kids in the kitchen.
Oh yeah.
Oh, but work yourself out of a job. Like, it's worth it. The stress of, like, letting them do that. It's like they might cut their finger off, but it will pay off later
I'll wake
when
up
they can cook
from the
dinner.
screen. I'll be fine. I'm just kidding.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm always trying to incorporate my little 2-year-old into. He helps me make biscuits
Oh,
in the
that's
mornings
awesome.
and punch it outside. I'm always trying to incorporate because I want to raise him up to cook too. All my kids to be able to have some kind of cooking skills, whether they are passionate about it or not.
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
try to get them skills. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I was not taught anything. I mean, I got married and started having kids, like knowing nothing about cooking. I've had to kind of figure it out as I've gone along. So,
You're doing a great job though.
aw, thanks, babe.
It's 12 years into it, but
I'm starting to kind of figure it
come
out.
a long way.
Justice will be giving me tips though. He'll be like, "Mom, you don't put the salt in the eggs right now because then it cooks differently." I'm like, "Oh,
Oh.
sorry."
Yeah.
He does make better eggs
He
than
is
me.
good, yeah.
He's like,
Well, they-
I mean, yeah, watching all those
Chef
YouTube
Boy.
Yeah, I was
videos.
about to say, like, he's probably just watching YouTube channel.
Chef
like,
Dusty.
He does. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, he's learning, so.
Yeah, I know. What else? Oh, so you mentioned that dish, but there's got to be more up your sleeve. So like when it comes to cooking, like one of my favorite movies, Disney movies anyway, is the mouse movie. What is it called?
Ratatouille.
Ratatouille. Oh my gosh, just in the heat of the moment, I forgot. And like when
Love that movie.
when they're like mixing the cheese and the strawberry and he takes a bite. So like what are some of your influences? I know you said that you grew up with it, but did you also have anything that it's just like things that inspire you to like, oh man, I gotta get to the kitchen right now?
I like to do. I just love the process of making something from scratch.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because neither of my parents were that way. But I just love the process. Like as in general, like in ministry with people. That's like what we mentioned Timon earlier. Like the process of watching Timon, like from that first just being like the little giggle box in the back to being like a part of the podcast, an active part of the podcast. That seeing that process of people, seeing the process of food or baking or whatever it is. I like to make cakes from scratch. And ultimately I like to minister to people through food. That's one of my ministries that I like to do is to cook good food to minister to people.
But so if your mom and you didn't grow up with your mom and dad cooking, how did you get into cooking in the first place?
Well, my dad, he cooked, but they just weren't from scratch cookers. Like my dad was like fried fish and barbecue. It was very limited. It wasn't a wide range of things. But I just started. When I was in fourth grade, I was cooking breakfast in the fourth grade for my family, and one day I had like burnt my fingers. I had all these bandages, and I went to school, and the people in my class, they called me sausage fingers because I had cooked sausage that morning, and I had all these burns and cuts, and so that was where it started. But I love getting a recipe offline and working through it, and just love the process of doing it. And now it's I don't get to do as much long processes. I have to pick shorter processes right now with little kids, but I just like that.
So do both your kids like to cook with you? You mentioned one likes to do the biscuits.
Well,
with
the other
you.
one's only 1 year old, right?
Oh wait, no, you said your 2-year-old. I was thinking that was your younger one, but that was
the
your
older
older
one.
one. Oh, okay, wow. Oh, okay, so 1-year-old, yeah. No, my 1-year-old is climbing on the counters.
I've
but
tried
not
to get
helping.
the baby to get the hot pan out of the oven, but he just won't do it.
The mitt doesn't fit.
Yeah.
I was thinking more like, like Sunny was digging her hands into my sourdough the other day, like she's like pinching, and I'm like, But I try to let her do things like press the button when I froth my coffee or something like that. So,
Very basic.
Starting-
Very.
very, very
Starting
basic.
somewhere.
That's how everybody starts. They start helping mom with coffee.
Yeah.
Press my button. Press
Yeah.
the button.
Oh, I remember we went to visit some friends and the Foltzes, and the first time that they were telling us about their daughter, who, how old was she at that time? Maybe like 8 years old or something, that she would make their coffee for them every morning, but like not just like brew like go and make it, like grind the beans and like make it all good and froth the cream and like do all the stuff. And I was like, dang, that's impressive. And like how they were doing all this other stuff, and that kind of like that inspired me for sure to like kind of help the kids get going in some way. Is that probably a line in the sand of like when things change? Do you think for us? I think that's
I don't know. Maybe, that might have been a little bit of the inspiration. Like seeing somebody, I do get inspired when, I've just been so inspired seeing, like even with homeschoolers, because our kids weren't always homeschooled, but seeing like, oh wow, look at the way that they have like done some things outside of the box, and look at what they're doing over there. How interesting. I don't know. So yeah, that was an inspiration for me.
Yeah.
Like our kids I need to be braver because I tend to be more controlling by nature, but I'm learning how to like let them do things. So you should let your 1-year-old pull the pan out of the oven.
Yeah.
That's the moral of that story. Not just kidding.
I'm very convicted right now.
something just hit me that I remembered. I wanted to ask you if you had a chance to listen to the Table Setters podcast episode.
No,
I definitely encourage you to do that.
Yeah, I would like to. My Ghost Runners is like I said, the premier podcast that I listen to. It's like what I squeeze into each week. If I get extra time, like I have to be driving usually a lot a week or something to get more time to listen, because me and my kids are waking up at the same time every morning, and so between all those things, I haven't. I really would like to check that out.
What I really liked about that is it's like you get Brad in a very intentional format. Like he's intentionally talking about the entrepreneurial heart and like being a father and being connected to other men in the community, and like how in the body of Christ, like there's loneliness that abounds, and brothers need brothers. And so it's really cool. Like, and just to kind of hearing, like you mentioned earlier, like even though they're not in the vocational ministry, like they're still like, we're all in the kingdom of heaven. So it's like just seeing that kingdom part of Brad, like reaching out, and of course his friend Will, who's on it with him as well. But I think that it just did something to me that like even just listening, I was re-listening to it even while I was setting up for the pod today, just like it stirs the heart to just, for those manly things,
Nice.
Yeah, anyway,
check it out.
Oh, you didn't listen to it yet either?
No, I am just like Caleb, where like I
know.
tip of the iceberg, barely make it.
Sometimes I like
Barely
force it in, like, okay, I'm gonna stay up late and like listen, put it next to my head while I fall
No
asleep
way,
or
man.
something. Yeah, I know it's unhealthy. I'm sure.
He's like further in the fatherhood, so he's like, I don't sleep anyway.
But like when you
and I
work
are, like,
out, do you don't listen to anything?
It's just this.
Okay, just
I mean,
this.
after this, like I said, I'm like, maybe I'll listen to music for
right
one time.
Yeah. Anyway,
Well,
but it's
we've
like
always had like this joke of Caleb, like that he's the scientific proof that someone can be in two places at once. Like I tease him like Caleb does all things and is everywhere. Anyway,
I've gotten better about that though.
yeah. Actually,
Because I know
he's toned it
that's
down.
not a healthy way to
He's
live.
so much better, like being
How
present.
much do you
with kids.
sleep at night?
4 to 6.
I was gonna say 4. Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I'm not proud of it. I'm just saying that's.
Yeah.
I'm
One
like,
day.
Some people can survive on it. I cannot. There's no way.
honestly, there's a term that I heard recently. I haven't looked into it at all. But
Insanity. Oh. I'm just kidding. Insomnia.
sleep deficit,
Yeah.
where like kind of
Oh,
like a
yeah.
caloric deficit. It's like where like sometimes your body, like after like 4 or 5 days of doing like 4 to 6 hours, where you just like your body forces, like you have to either get a nap or like a full 8 or something like that. And that, like, there are times where I've had my personal trainer like twice that week, and I have like a rest day planned, and then the next day I'm like gonna hit the gym again, and then I sleep in until like 8:50, and I'm like, oh, I don't have time to go to the gym, and it's like my body just needed it.
Yeah.
And so like that happens sometimes.
So you're catching up sometimes.
Again, I'm not proud of it. It's not great habits, but a lot of the time, I mean, the reason why I'm up so late is because that's when me and Shelby have our like time at the end of the night, like where we're trying to hang out and talk and stuff.
Yeah.
'cause
Yeah,
the
for like
kids are getting to
5
bed late.
minutes, we're not being interrupted by kids.
Yeah.
We're already not great about getting the kids to bed
Yeah.
at a good time, but
Yeah.
in summer, especially with our 11-year-old and 9-year-old, and like it's so hard to be disciplined when your kids are having
Season.
fun with you. Like
Yeah.
you guys, like last night we were up late playing Monopoly Deal, and I was demolishing the kids playing Monopoly Deal. And
I love Monopoly Deal.
oh, you do?
Big family game. Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
I don't know why. I honestly don't know why, but I just win like 9 out of 10 times, and I don't know why though. I'm like, there's like even Shelby, like it's hard for her to beat me.
He beats me, and I'm like, how is this? I'm not an idiot. I'm not bad at playing.
But it's like I was thinking for the longest time, it's like it's just the luck of the draw. It's like whatever you get. But there is, I guess, a little strategy involved.
And it's also the front parking spot concept where you always, since high school, Caleb would always be, if Caleb's in the car or Caleb's driving, miraculously there's a front parking spot available. Just all the favor of God, you know, on the silliest things. We
Yeah.
need to walk, but I guess you didn't today.
Not every time though. It's not every. You know, people say that, and like my response is always, I think it's just that I'm the loudest about celebrating those wins. And it's like I think everyone gets the wins. It's just like I really get excited about them, so everyone hears about them, and it's not brags. It's just celebrating the wins. Yeah.
Like to share.
So I'm like, maybe if you, because I think that thankfulness is so important, and not that I know, like thankfulness is so important. So if I think the more that you get excited about those little things, the more you notice that they're happening more often.
So
That's fair.
with 2 very little ones,
I have to get a sip of water. I'll be right back.
what does bedtime look like for you guys? I'm just curious because
We're getting real deep.
all my friends are better at this than me. So I just,
So I'm a like pretty time anal person. So like 9 o'clock, like well the toddler at least is going down.
okay.
The other one's probably eating with his mom.
Yeah.
But at 9 o'clock, I watch the clock for 9 o'clock. So I look religiously at the clock at 9 o'clock, and
Wow.
we it's bath time is like a maybes, just because I do the toddler for sure.
Mhm.
And some nights I feel like it, and I'm not an evening time person.
Okay.
And so sometimes bath time's a maybe. It just depends on the night.
Yeah.
He will get a bath at some point during the week, and a couple times a week, you know.
Yeah, we do every other day, I think, lately, because they go in the pool. No, I'm just kidding.
Like Brad.
I mean, actually, they just went in the pool today, and like Kedra bathed them. It was their day. Like every other day, we do it because they're not getting like sweaty, like BO, like we are.
Right.
Yeah.
But my kids, we start putting them both down simultaneously. I have a 2-year-old and an almost 5-year-old, but like between 7 and 8 is when we like initiate any like brush your teeth, read a book, and like pray or have like intentional conversation, and then put them down. And yeah, that's the routine. Yeah.
It's a good life.
Yeah.
And now they're starting to finally wake up at like this morning. They both woke up at like 7, and I was just like, hallelujah! I got to work out again before they woke up. It was the greatest thing ever. It took 2 years for my daughter to like sleep through the night, and she's been doing it pretty well lately. So
Well, good for you guys.
Yeah.
I don't mean that sarcastically. I'm always like,
Yeah.
close friends and family that are like amazing with bedtime and routines and stuff like that, and we're just not. And like I'm just, I'm happy for all of you.
Lots of people
I
judge
am
us
humble
for it.
about it. We get hardcore judged.
Yeah, by our
Well,
family.
well, it just sounds like you're more of the creative personality.
Yeah.
So you're not as,
Clearly,
as
yeah.
time structured.
We are two people that are not time structured, and so like
Well, and
together we're like,
the majority of our
That's interesting.
yeah.
the majority of our family life too. I worked the front desk of a hotel, so it was either 7 a.m. to 3 or 3 to 11. So, and it was no set schedule.
No,
It
there was a time in our life. There was a big old chunk where you worked 3 different shifts a week. He would work
oh yeah,
2
almost 2 years. Yeah,
2 7 to 3, 2 3 to 11, and 2 overnights.
yeah, 2 11 to
crazy.
7s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have to do overnight still at all?
No. It's been a few years. I think I covered maybe 1 overnight in the past 3 years because somebody was sick or something. I think.
Yeah.
Thankfully, so yeah, about 2 or 3 years ago, maybe it was 2 years ago, when the director of sales decided to, who we had worked together for like 11 years, she decided to go into animal rescue, and so when she left, they asked me if I wanted to try to do that, so to leave the front desk and to go into sales, and it was like a whole new world. So that's been so good.
But
because,
regular hours.
yeah, that actually gave me. I have a set schedule now, so and no more nights and stuff like that.
Very nice.
While we're speaking about hotel stuff, I am a IHG Platinum Elite member, just so you know.
Oh wow.
I should have led with that. So.
Yeah, this should have been like Caleb Willis.
Thank you so much for being an IHG One Rewards Platinum member.
He's just clocked in momentarily. Clocked in, clocked out. Actually, I'm salary.
Oh yeah, so but what makes it's just funny that you said that you're an IHG Rewards member. What makes you brand loyal to IHG?
It was the sign-up bonus.
Baby.
The credit card,
Nice.
I've tried to do a little bit of the points and cards game a little bit, but I only have 3 cards, and that's enough. I follow a group, a couple, Kara and Nate. They're YouTubers, travel YouTubers, and they got their whole start off of miles and points, and they probably collect hundreds of thousands of points every year because they travel. They're traveling big time every year. But it was the sign up bonus, and I was looking for because we like national parks. We like to go to national parks.
Nice.
Cool.
We'll eventually make it to Florida because there's 3 there in Florida. But yeah, so with that, I was trying to find something that we can consistently use when we travel.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Oh hey, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about how epic your jingle was that you did. You didn't see it because we had to cut it, but we did a live reaction. It was Corey and Justice and I, and the 3 of us, we were just bopping along. It came out right after that episode where Jake stands up and he's doing the dance moves, and so I kind of stood up and I was doing some of Jake's dance moves and stuff. And I really wish I could have kept it in there. I'm sad that I had to cut that.
You're talking about the halfway jingle? Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, we're halfway there.
Yeah.
Ghosty, what was it? Halfway there, Ghosties.
Yeah. Oh, Ghosties really care.
Ghosties really care, yeah. That was so cool, dude. And when you did that, that's when I was like, okay, he knows what he's doing. He's musically, you had all of, you're going crazy with those high notes and stuff. It was really fun. What did your
I was wailing. That was ridiculous.
Did you record that on this mic that you're just sitting here with right now?
No, actually, I recorded the final jingle on this one, but that one, it was nap time, and I had my computer in the closet of our in our walk-in closet.
Yeah.
And I was just wailing in the closet during nap time. So.
And then I didn't touch on this earlier. When you had to shave your beard, where did that idea come from? Did that just happen out of nowhere? Did your wife think you were crazy?
Well, she knows I'm crazy, so I don't really have to worry about that. But Ryan Trehan, that's what he did at the beginning of the series. He did a beard bounty, $150,000. Somebody gave $150,000.
Oh wow!
He would shave. He started growing his facial hair out at the beginning.
Yeah.
And so he did a beard bounty, And then Dollar Shave Club gave $150,000, but then they told him not to shave his beard. So he's been growing his beard, and he always is clean shaven. He's been clean shaven for forever and ever. But
Yeah.
he's been growing his beard for 50 days. So
Yeah,
Wow.
we were just catching up on the series recently, and I noticed that he had some facial hair, and I was like, hey, actually, it looks kind of good on him. I think it looks cool.
yeah, definitely ages him.
Yeah, it definitely does. I've been blown away by how much money has been raised. Are they at like the 10 million mark now or something like that?
They're
As of
almost
today,
there, I think.
over $11 million.
Oh, really? I had
yeah.
the last time I saw it, they were like 8 something.
Yeah,
so I
we're
guess I'm behind.
we're still behind, and I've only seen like I think maybe 7 or 8 of the actual episodes because I just catch glimpses as the kids have them on in the house. But I think it's so cool, like where he was like, yeah, T-Mobile's giving us whatever $1 million or whatever it was, or 200,000, I forget the number, and he's like, we're gonna stop at the next T-Mobile store we can find and sign up for T-Mobile. Like, it's just like, and then they have this box like they carry on with it, so they're on this road trip and they have this like big wooden box in the back seat.
Yeah.
And if like the
Wheel of
doom,
Doom.
yeah, the wheel of doom, if it like lights up, they have to like open it up and spin the wheel, and whatever it says to do, they have to do it.
I think you told me this before.
Yeah, so it's just kind of
cool.
it's funny. But yeah, the last one that I saw, they had just like landed in Alaska, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, that was yesterday. Or 2 days ago. Today's when we're recording is they've dropped the final episode. Hawaii.
Oh, Hawaii.
Nice.
Dang, dude.
It's cool.
Okay, shoot. Well, our light just the battery just died, so it's probably a good cue to call it a day.
Cool.
Dude, Caleb, thank you so much for joining us again, man.
Yeah.
It's
a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Nice to officially meet you and each of you. And thanks for the opportunity. Hopefully we get more in the future.
Yeah,
For
dude.
sure.
And like I said, be prepared for the
Yeah.
group chat.
Get ready.
No pressure. All right. If you got to mute us, just mute us.
Yeah.
All right.
Tell your wife
yeah.
what's coming. She's not like, what's that? Phone's vibrating a lot.
Within 24 hours, they'll be like, Caleb Willis has exited the chat.
Yeah.
Not joking. All right, dude. Well, I look forward, honestly, I look forward to seeing whatever the next thing that God has for the Ghosty community, whatever he leads you to do in it. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
again,
hopefully it won't be the last time. Hopefully we'll get to do it again and do it bigger next time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude. And like, that was a great point what you said earlier about like how some people missed out on the whole thing. Even though, how long did it last? Was it 7 days, 10 days?
It was 12 days.
12 days.
And, yeah.
So it's kind of bonkers that 12 days and there were still people who didn't see it in that, because it's like there's a whole algorithm at work and stuff. So, but yeah, now that everyone knows, I think the next time everyone's going to be even more on board. So
You beat Caleb Willis, the fundraiser guy.
All right, dude. Well, hey, have a good night, dude. God bless you. Thanks again so much, man. We really appreciate you, and you're awesome.
See ya.
Thanks. God bless y'all.
All right.
Take care.
Peace.
Ghosties on second.